Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 16th of June, 2021. Time is 10:13 here in the UK. You're looking at an AUDJPY daily chart. Now, I just released a email and forum post today explaining that from now on, webinars are going to be short, concise, and they will not have live attendance. We're going to be trialing a few changes to the mastermind community, and this is one of those changes. So let's just dive right into it. The promise is that they're going to be short and concise, and that's what we're going to try and do today. So first of all, yesterday we were looking at AUDJPY as a potential range on the 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour. It hasn't really pushed to the top, so there's no trade there right now. AUD New Zealand, we were looking at this as a potential reversal from resistance. Hasn't really done what I wanted it to do. I'm just going to take this one off the list actually. EURGBP, we're looking at a potential range here. So we're waiting for price to push to the top here, hit the 0.8643. I'm still waiting for that. I'll look at entering short once that level is hit. I'll probably set an entry order here. Actually, the entry order is going to be just a touch lower because I want it lower than this last wick. So the entry order is actually going to be set at 0.8640. I'll set that if it starts moving up. I'll set that order and I'll be triggered into that trade as a short. Stop loss will roughly be the 0.8654. I just want it above the wicks to the left here. Target will be down here at the next support area, which is going to be roughly 0.8578 for a risk to reward ratio of 4.7. Very good risk to reward ratio. GBP New Zealand, yesterday we were looking for a potential short here. Again, I'm not really liking this. Yeah, I'm just not interested in this anymore. Very similar to AUD New Zealand. I know some of you are in AUD New Zealand. I just don't like either of these setups. And finally, CHFJPY, we're just looking for a breakout here. We're looking for a long breakout trade. What I want to do is enter on a break and close above the 1.2277. Basically, I want to clear, break, and close above this resistance area here. Right, let's look for some new setups. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't find anything. The market is horribly slow at the moment. Very, very low volume. So there really isn't a whole lot going on that I'd be interested in trading. CAD CHF potential long, but I really don't like this one either. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. USDCHF, nothing here. EURGBP, I kind of missed this one a little bit yesterday, but there is potential here if it gets above this resistance area here, the 1.34, sorry, the 134.00. There's potential for a nice long trade, a long breakout trade. I want to see it break and close above that level. So I'm going to move this here as a breakout trade. I was testing some things on USD yesterday. So support resistance areas here have not been replaced. I forgot to do that. But there is no setup here on USD CAD. There is a currently open setup that was posted to the forum, which is a long trade, but it's too late to get in. I don't think that long trade's a bad setup, but yeah, it's too late to get in, so nothing there. We have a range here on USDCHF. We have a bounce from the top, a bounce from the bottom, another bounce from the top, bounce from the bottom, bounce from the top, bounce from the bottom. So it actually looks like a halfway decent range. I'll be looking to get in short at the top of this range. Entry would be 0.9048. I'd want to get in up here where two of the top bounces happened. So USDCHF, we'll add that to the list as a potential range trade. This is what the trade will look like roughly. So what I like to do with these trades is set an entry order right at the top of the range, set a relatively tight stop loss. The minimum for the stop loss needs to be beyond the top of the range and preferably beyond the highest points made when price poked above the range. So the highest point here is 0.9054. Stop loss is well above that. And then at that point, you can really extend the stop loss as far as you want, as long as you maintain a minimum risk to reward ratio of 2R. So in this case, the target would be down here at the bottom of the range. Therefore, we could actually put the stop loss all the way to here, 0.9096, because we're still maintaining a risk to reward ratio of 2R. So that would be a pretty solid risk to reward ratio, or you could have a tighter stop as long as it meets the minimum requirements, which is above the top of the range boundary and above the wicks, which would be here. That is the absolute minimum. You're good to go, but it's always better to extend it out a little bit. How far you extend it out is totally up to you. You can decide that. For me on this one, I'm going to put it at the minimum and then push it up a bit and have a risk to reward ratio of 3 or more, which is generally what I like to have. If it's anything above 3, I'm happy with it on this sort of trade. So this is going to be how I do this trade. And that is it for today's analysis, guys. There's nothing else really left to discuss. Let's do a quick summary. AUDJPY, we got a nice little range forming on the 4-hour chart, just waiting for a price to push up and hit the top of that range. A rough entry for this would be just at the top of the range with a stop loss above the highest point that breached the range, which would be here, and a target down near the bottom of the range, which would be here, 3.5R. That looks like a pretty decent setup for AUDJPY. EURGBP, we've got potential range short with an entry at 0.8640. USDCHF, we've got a potential range short, which I just went through, so I won't go through this one again. CHFJPY, we just got a potential long breakout trade on a break and close above this green line and this resistance area, and EURGBP, potential long breakout on a break and close above the green line and the resistance area, which in this case are converging. They're pretty much the same, so I just want to see a break and close above the 134.12. That is it for today's analysis, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you